Probably I was supposed to be a farmer my whole life. Probably 14, 15 years ago that I just cashed in my retirement and said, let's go, and started with just about nothing. I'd already named the farm Train Dance because the first year I moved here, they came flying into the wetlands, and I just kind of said, this is their home. I started from that perspective, and then moving along, learned that the dance of the cranes in Eastern philosophy represented the joy of life. We practice multi-species rotational grazing, which means that we have cows, pigs, and birds, and a few sheep, and they all move around the farm to eat different forages and do different things for the soil. When I first came here, and there were only 5 acres, there was really nothing, and the farm had been abused, and in the 55 acres that are here now. You can tell by what plants grow, what's going on with the soil. One of the things we have to do are soil tests to make sure that minerals are in the grasses are good for the animals in a good balance. If it comes back absolutely perfect, we don't need anything. My mom taught me to love nature and plants and animals, and it wasn't until college that I kind of put together that had a lot to do with agriculture. But what I learned in college about agriculture scared me about the food system and where it was heading. Our food system is a disaster. It doesn't really matter if you're talking about factory farming of animals or industrial tomato farming. It's all kind of the same. It's monocropping in one way or another, and it all relies on a lot of bad inputs. And those inputs are making us sick. When you have industrial livestock farming, factory farms, everything is mechanical, and the waste from those animals becomes a problem. Pollution, chemicals that are all getting into our waterways. We know the factory farming systems are failing. It's not sustainable. We can't keep putting animals in crowded conditions, not expecting them to get sick, because they will. And that's a pretty big deal. I mean, we think it's pretty bad that we don't create all of our energy and we get in wars over oil. But if you start talking about we can't create our own food, that's a really big deal. We need to start moving subsidies to create new farmers, new young, especially livestock farmers. I mean, we have the reputation of having the most expensive and the very best meat, maybe in the state of Michigan. And I know we are, but we try to do everything to make our product as clean and nutritious as possible. We really can feed the planet with small, sustainable, local farms. When we went through the drought year a few years ago, it just about took us down. It was a severe drought, and there was honestly no help out there for us. The only thing that the government really did was they freed up some CRP land to create hay, and we had to buy that hay. And we're still paying for that because that hay brought all kinds of bad weeds to our farm that, because we don't use chemicals, we're literally pulling by hand. I think most small farmers have a harder time with the equipment purchases because they're not out there buying millions of dollars worth of equipment. And the people that are buying millions of dollars of equipment are getting millions of dollars in subsidies. Nature has a better way, and the better way is to start somewhere, because that's the only way in anything that we can create change as consumers, is to start somewhere with your pocketbook. Start somewhere, get to a farmer's market. It's a journey. It is not everything all at once. You can't do that. You'll get overwhelmed. The American farmers are getting old, and the USDA is starting to figure that out. And it's something like 85% of American farmland is going to change hands in the next 5 to 10 years. There are a lot of people out there like us who are looking for somebody who would really like to do what we're doing, who can take over our farm. Because we really want it to stay a farm. We've done all this work to improve it, to kind of piece this old farm back together again. I don't want to see it get developed. I want the cranes to come back here. I want the cows to dance with the cranes. I want it to be a happy place, because it keeps getting better, and it should keep getting better. And every piece of land can be healed like that.
Feel the air in your love. Touch the flame to our lips. Touch so we never forget it. A mix up of minerals, but one who is lost. So what if we don't wanna be stuck in a human machine?